All right, this is Mr. Power again. How'd you guys do on that practice? 4 times 4, you had 16 problems to do there. So I'm going to flip it around and let's go over the key and see how we did. So adding, I didn't draw the picture. 3/5 plus 1/5 is 4/5. 3 plus 1 is 4, and you don't do anything to denominators. And then 3/5 minus 1/5. If you had 3/5 of a pizza and you ate 1/5, you'd still have 2/5 left over. Kind of weird to slice a pizza into 5s though. Kind of like the size that Costco slices. Big ones. And then here I messed up drawing the picture. I did 3/5 times, and I did 2/5, but it's only supposed to be 1/5. So 3/5 times 1/5. So here I cut it into fifths, and I shaded in 3/5 of them. And then I cut it into fifths this way, and I shaded in 2/5, but I was only supposed to shade in 1/5, so I kind of scribbled this out. So anyways, there's only 3 of them that are double shaded here, right here, 1, 2, 3. Out of 5 times 5, there should be 25 squares, and just 3 times 1 is 3, and 5 times 5 is 25. 3/5 times 1/5 is 3/25. And then dividing, if you're starting with 3/5, that's less than 1. So here's 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 1. I'm starting with 3/5, and I divide it by 1/5. Well, that's just going to be 3. Because 3/5 divided by 1/5 is the same thing as 3/5 times. You flip this one, 5 over 1, and 3 times 5 is 15, and 5 times 1 is 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Or you can just cross the 5 divided by 5 is 1, and you just get 3 over 1 is 3. Right? How'd you guys do on that? Hopefully you did well. Number 2, the second one, we started with 4/6 plus 1/6, and 4 plus 1 is 5/6. Then 4/6 minus 1/6 is 3/6, but you can divide both those by 3, and 3/6 reduces to 1/2. That'd be the reduced or simplest form, your answer. And then 4/6 times 1/6. This one I drew right. I cut them into 6, and I shaded in 4/6. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. So anyways, 2 of them aren't shaded, going horizontally. And then vertically, I cut them into 6 again, and I shaded in just 1/6. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 of them that are double shaded. Anyways, there's 4 out of 36. There's 36 little squares. 6 times 6, they'll make 36 of them. And 4 over 36, I can divide both those by 4. You get 1/9. So 1 out of 9 of them are shaded. 1/9 of them are shaded. 4 times 1 is 4, and 6 times 6 is 36. And then dividing. So I started with 4/6. So I did 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, 6/6. And I'm dividing by 1/6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see the answer is going to be 4. 4/6 divided by 1/6 is 4/6 times 6 over 1. And you could just slash the 6's and call it 4, or you can just multiply 24 or multiply and get 6 and divide at the end. But the answer is 4, and you can see there's 4 little arcs. And so then these I didn't bother drawing the picture. So 6/7 plus 1/7 is 7/7, which is 7 divided by 7 is 1. That's the 1 whole pizza. 6/7 minus 1/7 is 5/7. 6/7 times 1/7 is 6 over 49. And 6/7 divided by 1/7, you're going to flip. You can multiply and divide at the end. Oops, I forgot my little fraction bar right there. Sorry. 42 divided by 7 is 6. I would just slash the 7's. 7 divided by 7 is 1. And you just get 6 times 1 is 6 over 1 times 1 is 1, 6 over 1 is 6. And then the last set here. 6/8 plus 3/8 is 9/8, which is, that's improper when the numerator is bigger than the denominator, when the top number is bigger than the bottom number. Anyways, 8/8 would be a whole pizza. So it's one whole pizza with one slice left over. And you just go 8 times 1 is 8 plus 1 is 9. And that's how you can double check. But it gives you a mixed number here. And we'll be doing those later on. And then here, 6/8 minus 3/8 is 3/8. 6 minus 3 is 3. And then 6/8 times 3/8. Rather than multiplying, I did the dividing first this time. I can divide both these by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. And then 3 times 3 is 9, and 8 times 4 is 32. You could have multiplied and had 18 over 64 and divided both those by 2 and still got to here. I think it's easier to divide first. And then here, dividing, again, you don't divide, you flip the one on the right and multiply. It's called the reciprocal. And again, I looked for my canceling stuff. 8 divided by 8 is gone. Those just become 1. I can divide both these by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. And 1 times 1 is 1. 2 divided by 1 is just 2. The 8's go away, and the 6 divided by 3 is 2. And there's your answer is 2. So hope you did well. And I'll give you another one here. Practice.